Whoosh! What's up, everybody? Joe B here, coming to you from Burning Spider Stoke Company right here in Kansas City, Missouri. I finally got the opportunity to build a replacement for the loaded Kanthaka. If you're not familiar with the loaded Kanthaka, this was a board, beep, obviously, twin kick and or popsicle, if you want to call it that, loaded longboards made. They made two different versions. Originally, it was probably closer to 36 inches. It's about 35 and a half now. It's been beat up, dude. This was such a sick double kick style skateboard. It featured, you know, you got your nose, you got your tail, you had a slight bit of rocker, you had these cool wheel wells, so you could put some bigger wheels on there. These are even some of the old Otang Onsens from Orangutan wheels. They have definitely been skated. I have not skated this board as much as I want to recently because they don't make it anymore. They chopped these up and made the Kanthakas, which the Kanthakas, there's the Kanthaka, boom, was really popular, and it was a really solid little single kick, kind of mini chopped shorter version of the Kanthaka, but those did so well. That's where the Coyote came from, using those same concaves and stuff like that. Well, since they no longer make that, because they chopped them all up to make that, I have been waiting for another opportunity to build a big double kick tech slide, kind of able to handle faster type of speeds. One board that was kind of filling in that job for a while was the Andy Anderson here, the good old Anderson shape. We've got some 60mm Dragon Formula wheels. We've got my Paris Traditional Kingpin trucks. This board is sexy. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy skating this in parks, in front of the shop, all over the place. It's got a 14.5-inch wheelbase, so that's pretty good, but it's still, like, I don't know, there's some room to be had, I feel like. Maybe just a little bit longer wheelbase. So, thankfully, Powell made the 4th edition of this board right here. The JM Duran Slidewinder 4. This is the pink one, latest version, all right? This is one of the new flight decks. I've never got a chance to set up a flight deck before. This is ridden by, obviously, JM Duran. There's also several other tech slide dudes out there riding this, I know Levi Hawken really likes this board, and a few of those other dudes. And I've always wanted to try a flight deck. Really want to go through with you on this video and go through the process of talking about setting up this board. One of the things that I absolutely love about working in the shop is all of the different styles of boards that we get. We're not just like only longboards, although that's definitely what we focus on. But man, there's so many different styles of skateboarding out there, and they all kind of like feed into each other, you know what I'm saying? They're like connected. Like you can't do one and practice one and not get better at the other styles. So the more styles of skateboarding you do, I feel like the more fun you're gonna have. I feel like you're going to be able to take bits and pieces and different maneuvers from those different styles and bring them all in together. So anytime I get a chance to maybe play around a little bit and I get to set up a replacement for the Kanthaka, but it's kind of a slightly different build, I just absolutely leap on the chance. Like, what is this setup going to teach me, maybe with my longboard sliding, that I don't have yet, and I haven't figured out yet on like my more street deck harder slide wheels. So if you don't know what tech slide is, it's like free ride, but instead of using soft wheels to break loose and slide. Typically, tech sliders are using like a harder wheel, like 101A, or maybe a cool Dragon Formula 93A. So we're going to go through some different things, some different thoughts that I have around setting up a board specifically for tech slide as kind of a replacement for my Kanthaka. Can any board really replace any other board? I don't think so, but once again, different styles bring smiles. They're all going to teach you something. So let's go over some of the basic thoughts of me setting up a Slidewinder. Alright, so here we go, a little up close of this flight logo there. Look at this thing. Such a fun graphic. Little ripper dude. You got the Powell Peralta sign there. Oh yeah, this is a sweet deck. Longboard, skateboard, long skateboards, footboards, whatever you want to call these little wheelie board thingies. Really, there's only 5 components to most skateboards, right? You've got your deck. Your deck is going to set your framework. I like to think of it as maybe setting the tone for how you're going to skate. I'm going to do my best to not overthink this. There's the deck. We're building off of the JM Duran. Once again, it's going to be a tech slide deck. It's a flight deck. We need a Griptape. We need trucks. We need wheels. And we need bearings. And then we're going to see if maybe there's some other components that we could definitely add on there to enhance how we're trying to skate this. So let's go pick out some Griptape next. See, it's just it's a 34.75 inches long. So if I were to just go pick like random grip from the rack over here, let's come over here. So like, look at this. Here comes the challenge already. A lot of these grips are 9x33. Let's see what that 9x33 looks like on there. Okay, so even without taking the plastic off of the board, you can see that if I were to use this Griptape, and not that I can't use this Griptape, but you know, natively without anything extra. Look at this. This is the Dragon Peaker grip from Powell. There is, if I'm just trying to do one sheet of Griptape, man, my nose and my tail are exposed. So this 9x33 general sheet, not going to work without some Jessup Rome. This is almost like the Mob medium course, but Mob doesn't make that anymore, like a pack of morons. Come on, Mob. So Jessup stepped up. Now Jessup has this Rome, and I hope they keep making it, because this is like, it's like a step up from the coarseness of regular Jessup or your regular street grip, but it's not like mega coarse like your Vicious grip or your Locked On or anything. This is kind of a medium coarseness, and I mean, I really want to do something cool. I think I'm gonna do something cool. All right, I think I got an idea how we're gonna do the grip. Check this out. Okay, so obviously we got the center grip on. Now let's put the rest of the grip on. Check this out. It's gonna get crazy. 21. Wow, 22. Double check it. Up with 22 inches. 2 inches from one side. 11 inches from the other. Alright. So our cut's gonna be mainly square. Mostly square. We can work with mostly. Oh man, I got lazy with that last bit. Do one little deal. Slice. Slice. Not as bad on that side. Definitely not bad on that side. Alright, that kind of helps let your Griptape lay down. Get you guys the close-up version of this because this is the cool part. Everyone knows. We're gonna go from right here. Damn, you can see the little spot right there. I didn't go all the way square with it. Oh, in a hurry. It could have been perfect. And see, you can see right there too, just the littlest gap. Oh, it's a personal board. When you screw up, but luckily it's your own setup. So put the grip tape on. Looks amazing, right? Check it out. Check it out. Look at that grip. Look at that grip. Look at that grip. Looks amazing, right? I got so excited to put this on. You know what my silly ass did? Let's see if you can find it. Yup. Should have put the graphic on up. Put the grip on upside down. So now I'm gonna be standing on the board. The dragon's gonna be looking at me from like, hey man, you put me on upside down. Holy cow. Get too much in a hurry, doing too many other things. Whatever. So with these 9-inch wide decks, we wanna have a setup that doesn't like poke way out the side. So I've got a few different trucks that I've already got on hand. We're gonna see how those fit. Yeah, I think the 169s are gonna be just a little too much. You can see they're just kind of poking out the edges a little bit. 169's probably not the word. I'll miss you, Kantaka. Take the trucks off. Let's see if they fit on the new one. So these are the Paris 149s. And even though this deck said it's 9 inches, the tape measure has pegging out at like right around 9, right? So like an 8.75. Man, I think that is just as good as Royal Match as we're gonna get. And we get to stick with my favorite TKPs from Paris Truck Co. They're just a slightly taller traditional kingpin truck than like an Indy or a Mini Logo, which is really low to the ground, which is good for some things, but we need that clearance. We're gonna utilize all this clearance space up in here. All right, we got our trucks put on. I just want to point out a few different things with these trucks. I had a dude come in earlier today and he wanted to build like a similar kind of style board, a double kick style deck, maybe intended more for going down hills and handling speed a little bit faster. Now, one of the things that makes this deck in particular really ideal for a little bit faster speeds is the wider wheelbase. There's a few different ways to measure wheelbase. If I'm just comparing decks, I'm going between these bolt holes right here. If I'm doing like setup, then we're doing axle to axle, right? But if we're just kind of comparing boards, because that's kind of what I was talking about, then the longer your wheelbase, the longer your turn is going to be. You got to figure that each of these axles, right, when you're putting weight on this and causing this board to start turning in a circle, other than the width of your hangers determining how wide the circle is, also how far apart your trucks are is also going to affect how wide that circle is. Now, this is a 17-inch wheelbase, so it's kind of like this kind of gray zone doing like maybe a reverse kingpin truck. So these are traditional kingpins. The reverse kingpins are like your Paris here. So there's a few reasons that I didn't do that. One, I really do not like the way these trucks, especially like 180 millimeter, 50-degree reverse kingpin trucks from Paris, I don't like the way they feel on this type of a wheelbase. I feel like kind of that 17-inch and up starts becoming better suited for this style of truck. Like this style of the reverse kingpin under that 17 inches and under, it just feels like it turns too tight, that it turns too much. So it's almost like too much turn. So by sticking with these traditional kingpins on this wheelbase, we're keeping that turn from being too much. The other tricky part about reverse kingpins and putting reverse kingpins on a board like this is going to be with our rail match. So there's only a couple hanger widths native to cast trucks. These 149s, these sit pretty close. I better put some wheels on these, and the extra little bit of the wheel is going to come right at that. This is ideal. This keeps me, or the rider for that matter, from kicking your wheels if your wheels kind of do hang out a little bit. Whereas if we were to put a reverse kingpin truck on here, you can see, dude, even with this one on the bottom and 180, oh man, that's still gonna pop way out the side. So not only is it maybe too tight of a turn, so you're not gonna really get the benefits of that reverse kingpin at this close of a wheelbase, but you're probably gonna be kicking your wheels out too, which if you've never kicked your wheels, I don't recommend it. Oh, so there are some other hanger widths, right? So technically, like I could do like a Paris 150 mil, and those would fit just about perfect. So a Paris 150, if I wanted to experiment with a reverse kingpin truck on this style of board, I would probably stick with the 150s. I think caliber also makes, yeah, there's a 165s. Those are maybe right at, if not a little over. So those might also be a good option for a setup if we wanted to experiment with reverse kingpins. Now, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking to myself, okay, dude, well, these are 50-degree trucks. They do make narrow hanger 43-degree trucks. And if you've never messed with a reverse kingpin before, an interesting thing about the trucks, as those angles get lower, you can notice that here, our 50-degree base plate, and we get a 43-degree base plate. That 43-degree base plate is kind of like obviously laid down a little bit more. So maybe, and this would be worth an experiment for later on, putting 150 millimeter hangers with a lower angle might be the happy medium that a board like this could use. I don't have the answer, but when I experiment with it, I'm sure to let you guys know. So we got our board set up. We got our Paris Street 149 millimeter trucks on there. I went ahead and attached them with the loaded hardware. I love that loaded hardware. It comes in a bunch of different sizes. The reason I went with the loaded hardware instead of a standard countersunk is this is right where my feet are mainly going to be. So I want to be able to kind of like, and once again, I put this graphic on backwards. Boop. So this is the back of the board, and that's the front of the board. So one of the things about this board, well, okay, one of the cool things about this board is actually like fully symmetrical. The nose and the tail are both 675. So really, front, back, side to side, this is a really symmetrical board. But my feet are going to be right in here, so I wanted to have like some extra kind of like something for my feet to wrap around, something for my, if I'm doing some slideys, I need some extra lock. So I just got a little bit of extra lock. We'll see how that works out with the rest of this. So now we got our board assembled. The only thing that remains is to dig through our wall of wheels. Now, we get a bunch of different wheels on here, and a lot of these wheels would work for some sliding, like these 62 millimeter skiffs. Those are kind of like a tech slide kind of wheel. You can go extra rock hard. This is kind of the thing that I have heard that defines tech sliding, though, isn't so much if your wheels can slide, because boom, all the wheels can slide, is Tech Slide is in particular a more hard wheel style of sliding. So the perfect wheel by design would be the Sergio and Fernando, these UP wheels, 58mm Tech Slide Formula. I have got to try some of those. However, I have got some other wheels in mind from my collection that I think I'm gonna give a shot a little bit in advance. We're just gonna see. We gotta see how these fit on there. But these Sergio UP Tech Sliders are the obvious choice. But I feel like just about any hard wheel would work. I've even seen some tech sliding on these seismic boosters before. I have got some wheels that I have come into possession of. See, I got all sorts of real tech slide wheels that I could be using to test things out. These seismic ripplers in a 90A would be fun. I've got just these good old from these Street Plant Scoundrels from Mike V there. I do have some old, these are definitely going to get skated on this setup, some old 60mm ABEC 11 Burts. You know what I'm saying? Amber Thane. Those that know. But the real deal for this setup, Christmas came early. We don't even have these in the shop yet, but it's 64mm Dragon Formula wheels from Powell Peralta. I have been so stoked riding these things on my Anderson setup out at Pleasant Valley that I think if I didn't put these wheels on, I'd be missing an opportunity. And of course, if we got Powell wheels, we got to use Bones Reds. And my rep hooked me up with some Super Reds. Ooh yeah. I'm definitely gonna add some bearing spacers to these. We're gonna see if we can fit these without getting some wheel bite. Ooh. Oh yeah, 64mm Dragons. They always got the best stickers. Powell Dragons on there. Oh yeah. Shut. We gotta have them Super Reds. All right. As you can see, we got this board put together last night. I didn't get a chance to film like it all putting it all together because we had like people come in right at the last minute. But hey, that's the best part about working and living in a skate shop, right? So we've got this JM Durham set up all the way. We got our 64mm Powell Peralta Dragons on there. Those are 93A. They're Dragon Formula. I'm super excited to see how these things work out, how they roll. I am getting, okay, so like you set it up, you got to stand on the skateboard afterwards, right? I am getting just a little bit of wheel bite. So I might have to like put some risers on there real fast. There's some other little things that I'm gonna do to it. Like I'm gonna upgrade the pivots. These are still the old pivots, so the board sounds really, really squeaky. And I might even freshen these bushings. We'll see how wild and crazy we're gonna get. But before I do any of that, I gotta put some stickers on this thing. Now I know some people are like, oh, stickers. I like doing stickers because it shouts out everything I got going on with the board. So I'm gonna put some stickers up on here, and then we'll give you guys, these are the stickers I'm getting ready to put on. You gotta have that Powell Peralta tuck knee shredder. I got Super Reds on there. I got Dragon Formula wheels. Obviously, we gotta have that Burning Spider Stall company sticker. And yo, it wouldn't be us if I wasn't repping the Union. Shop it. Sticker time. I didn't put all the stickers on. Got that Schroepper's Union one. Ooh yeah, tuck knee shredder. Look, he's ripping the hill. He's ripping the hill behind the other day. I got that, and I got our Super Reds. And then where did the Dragon sticker goes? Well, I donated that to the cause here. Put that on a wheel roll right next to our other Powell Dragons. Oh yeah. All right, 1/8" risers have been placed. As much as I'm not much of a riser dude, still with 1/8" risers on a flight deck, the 1" loaded hardware is just the right size. Let's see if we get a wheel bite test. Wheel bite test. Wheel bite. Am I touching? Am I touching? Not touching. Sweet. That's a good sign. So if we're not touching there, and there's not any room left here, and we've got that full amount of turn on there, we should be good on wheel bite. All right. Now, I think there's one other issue with this, because I am using old trucks. Let's see if you can tell what the issue is. Need some freshies. If we're gonna put on fresh pivots, we might as well put in fresh bushings too. And if we're gonna put in fresh bushings, because let's face it, these are the original stock bushings from Paris. And these trucks were brand new. And one of the cool things, cool feature about the Paris trucks, and their traditional kingpins, which is kind of unique to most street trucks, is that the board side bushing and the roadside bushing, exact same size. That's kind of neat. I feel like it gives you a deeper turn. Coax this dude gently. You don't want to wait to change your bushings until they're falling apart or gone. I like using needle nose. And just go boop right in there. Put our roadside. I went with a 93A crank formula and a 90 crank roadside. And just tighten that down, because this is going to be a faster and tent moving board. I'll have a little bit of support. All right, let's see if it took away our squeaky. Ooh, silent. No wheel bite. We got our riptide bushings, so we got a riptide on our setup. Fresh bushings, fresh setup. Next up, time to skate it. Be right back. All right, got it set up. Let's show you around the neighborhood. Now, this isn't the kind of board I normally skate, so this should be pretty entertaining. This is what it's all about right here.
feeling good. All right, I go down the hill. All right, that was good. That was probably a combination of chaos and solo camera angles. That was the first ever Stoked Cruise. That first fall, I blew out the shoelaces. Oops. Got a little dues paid. Should've been wearing knee pads. But all in all, this thing rode freaking amazing. The trucks felt good, kicking it felt good. Dude, I'm stoked to go ripping this through the neighborhood some more. So you'll probably see this on some more Stoked Cruises as I kind of work on this setup. Let me see, what did I change? I definitely felt on, like, when I turned around up at AutoWorks, I felt that, like, when I pivoted, the back end just kicked out super loose. Just definitely softer wheels than I'm used to. You can definitely feel a lot more of the cracks. Roll speed was spot on though. Felt really, really good, especially for like brand new, fresh. Bushings felt on point. I might have even been maybe too confident. We'll have to see. So that's it. That is video number 1 of doing some complete reviews. I'm really stoked with the JM Duran. You're gonna see it in some more videos as I develop tech slide. So hopefully we will see you guys at the shop. Draw by Burning Spider Stoke Company. Ooh. For any of your longboard, urban skateboard type of needs. And we'll hopefully see you guys at the shop. Shroup it. We got kind of a cool thing going on here, and of course the cat is gonna jump into the frame because you've been sitting there for how long, Odin? How long you been sitting there? Been watching me do this, and then you're like, you know what? He's gonna shoot the film. I should give everyone a nice view of this cat's butt. I love you, buddy.